Friends, fellow citizens of this increasingly bizarre planet we call Earth, buckle up, because today's journey takes us down the rabbit hole of voting rights. A global saga so convoluted, so ludicrous at times, you'll question the very fabric of reality. We're talking about the ongoing, seemingly never-ending battle to ensure every voice, regardless of background or zip code, is heard. And let me tell you, the battlefield is littered with more than just ballots. It's strewn with absurd legal maneuvers, baffling court decisions, and enough political maneuvering to make your head spin. We'll start with the basics, the seemingly straightforward ideal. One person, one vote. Sounds simple, right? Think again. The reality is a patchwork quilt of differing laws, interpretations, and outright attempts to suppress the vote, a testament to the fact that even the most fundamental rights are constantly under siege. In some countries, voter ID laws are so stringent they disenfranchise entire communities. The elderly, the poor, those lacking access to proper documentation. I mean, seriously, requiring a specific type of photo ID is one thing, but demanding a notarized birth certificate from 1920. It's almost comical, if it weren't so tragically effective at silencing voters. Let's take a trip to the United States, a country that prides itself on its democratic ideals. Yet the fight for voting rights continues to rage, fueled by gerrymandering, voter suppression tactics, and an endless stream of legal challenges. We've seen attempts to restrict early voting, purge voter rolls with questionable methods, and even introduce laws that make it harder for certain groups to register. When you hear some of these lawyers' defenses, you'll spit out your coffee. They'll argue these measures are necessary to prevent voter fraud, while conveniently ignoring the fact that widespread voter fraud is incredibly rare. It's a bit like arguing you need a hazmat suit to go to the grocery store because there's a theoretical chance of encountering a radioactive banana. And then there's the sheer audacity of some of the legal battles. We've witnessed cases where judges have overturned election results based on flimsy evidence or dismissed lawsuits challenging blatant voter suppression tactics with astonishing nonchalance. I wonder what planet the judge was on when they delivered that verdict. It's a constant game of whack-a-mole, with new obstacles popping up as soon as others are dealt with. One minute you think you've made progress, the next, you're battling some new, bizarre legal hurdle designed to make exercising your right to vote as difficult as possible. But the struggle isn't confined to the United States. Around the globe, countless individuals are fighting for their right to participate in the democratic process. In many developing nations, access to voting is hindered by poverty, illiteracy, and a lack of infrastructure. Imagine trying to cast your ballot when you have to trek for miles across rugged terrain just to reach a polling station that's poorly equipped and understaffed. It's a far cry from the convenience of a local polling place. And then there are the countries where elections are little more than a sham, where the outcome is predetermined and any opposition is swiftly crushed. These are places where the very concept of one person, one vote is a cruel joke, a cynical mockery of democratic principles. We see blatant manipulation of election results, intimidation of voters, and the suppression of dissenting voices. The absurdity of it all is staggering. It's a constant reminder that the fight for voting rights is far from over, and that the struggle is far more complex than simply casting a ballot. Consider the impact of technology on voting rights. The rise of online voting, while seemingly offering convenience, presents a host of new challenges. Concerns about cybersecurity, accessibility for those without internet access, and the potential for manipulation are just a few of the hurdles we face. It's a double-edged sword, offering potential benefits while simultaneously introducing new vulnerabilities. The fight for voting rights also intersects with other crucial issues, such as racial justice, gender equality, and LGBTQ+ rights. Historically, marginalized communities have been systematically disenfranchised, denied their right to vote, and their voices silenced. The struggle for voting rights is therefore inextricably linked to the broader struggle for social justice and equality. The fight for one is the fight for all. This isn't just about ticking a box on a ballot. It's about ensuring a society where everyone has a voice and a say in their own destiny. Furthermore, the international community plays a crucial role in supporting and promoting voting rights globally. International organizations, NGOs, and human rights advocates work tirelessly to monitor elections, expose abuses, and advocate for reforms. Their efforts are vital in holding governments accountable and ensuring that the right to vote is respected and protected. They are the watchdogs, the guardians of democracy, constantly fighting against the tide of suppression and manipulation. But it's not just about international pressure. It's about the tireless efforts of grassroots activists, community organizers, and everyday citizens who dedicate their time and energy to ensuring everyone has access to the ballot box. These are the unsung heroes, the individuals who often work tirelessly behind the scenes, facing intimidation and threats, to ensure that their voices and the voices of their communities are heard. They're the ones who challenge the status quo, who fight for change, even when the odds seem stacked against them. The fight for voting rights is an uphill battle, a marathon, not a sprint. It's a continuous struggle against those who seek to undermine democratic principles and silence dissenting voices. But despite the obstacles, the challenges, and the occasional absurdity of the legal battles, the fight continues. The determination of those who believe in the power of the vote, the importance of participation, and the fundamental right of every citizen to have a say in their future is unwavering. This is a fight worth fighting, a battle that must be won not just for today but for generations to come. The future of democracy depends on it, and honestly, sometimes the sheer absurdity of the obstacles we face only fuels our resolve. Because if we can overcome these ridiculous challenges, we can overcome anything. So let's keep fighting, keep pushing, keep making sure every voice is heard, even if it means laughing at the sheer ridiculousness of the fight along the way. The fight for voting rights is a global struggle, a fight for justice, a fight for the future, and it's a fight we simply cannot afford to lose.